the Joan Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Waiting to be profiled is actress, pianist Phyllis Franklin and writer-director Juan Carlos Malpeli. Actress, comedian, classical pianist, I want to throw those all in, Phyllis Franklin was born in San Antonio, Texas, and attended the Kansas City Conservatory. She's been in films, TV, commercials, and on the stage. Were you playing the piano on the stage or in films, Phyllis?
Well, in films, I was actress. I do a lot of characters. And I'm a character actress in Hollywood now, but I started out as a pianist, and my first career was as a concert pianist. So I put the two together for my show, you see.
You're doing a one-person show, which
Yes.
I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But first of all, I want to go through these highlights of your life, because
Sure.
one of the things that I thought was so fabulous in your show was when you talked about being a pianist for the ballet class.
Yeah.
Because I took ballet from Madame Lachine, Tatiana Ryabushinska, for years and years. And one of the motivating forces for going to that class was Gallo Bravo, who was our pianist. He could practically teach the class because he knew so much about it.
Well, that's what happens. You get in there and you watch this crazy lady, well, the ballet teacher that I worked
Crazy
with.
lady.
Russian, Tanya. And everything must be exact. It was crazy making, because if I didn't play the right music, she would go crazy and she would scream and yell and pound on the piano, and I had to sight read anything she put up there for me, and all kinds of tempos and ballets, and it was good training for a nervous breakdown. But,
Well, when you first started, though, wasn't the beginning of the class pretty much the same, and then she probably did?
Yes, always had to play the Chopin C-sharp minor waltz for pliés.
Yeah, pliés.
Always, and at the end of the class, always chaînés, and I played the minute waltz.
And so those two were given.
Those were given, and then she'd do other things for different kinds of steps.
You took a lot of classes from master teachers, pianists.
Oh, yes.
What makes a piano teacher a master teacher?
Well, most of the greats concertized most of their lives.
Oh, they did?
Oh, most of them were
I see.
great pianists as well as great teachers. Now, when I studied with Madame Levine, her husband, Joseph Levine, had been the great pianist and teacher, but when he died, she hadn't been. She was all right, but she became the great master teacher at Juilliard School of Music.
Just from watching him, being on...
No, she was a good pianist herself.
Oh,
but
she was.
She was the wife, and he was evidently, I didn't know him. I only studied with her one summer.
Because I know everyone always says, I'm with a great violin teacher, or I'm with a great pianist.
They get a reputation. I don't know, great other pianists come and study with them, and they get great reviews, and so it's...
But are their students fabulous?
Yes.
Maybe that's what happens.
Yes, that is exactly right.
So it comes out in that... so how long would you study with each one of these great teachers? I mean, is there a period of time, or is it forever, or...
I know some pianists that continue studying forever, for long periods of time. But others I know that don't. I mean, I studied at the Kansas City Conservatory of Music, and I studied with one teacher there, Walter Cook, who was a fabulous pianist. No one has heard of him, but he concertized a bit. And then I studied with other people during the summer. I studied with this woman, Angelica Morales von Sauer, who had been the wife of Emil von Sauer. And he was this famous German pianist who edited all of Brahms and Schumann's work. And you'll see it in Kalmus edition, his name. And she had been, she was from Puerto Rico. She was incredible. She was the best pianist I ever studied with. She went and lived with him in Germany when she was 14 years old. Married him when he was like 80 years old, and she was like 15.
And then you studied with her?
And she told me how he would lock her in a room to practice 8 hours a day.
Oh.
And she was his protege.
I guess that's the passion involved in it. There's got to be passion. And if you're going on stage and you're going to play whatever, say something.
Chopin.
Schumann. You're going to play Schumann.
Carnival.
How long do you have to practice, and how long do you have to study to do that?
Well, I studied. See, the first 20 years of performing and being a pianist, I was practicing anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day. I was practicing a lot. Now that I'm an actress and I changed careers, I only practice 2 hours a day maybe, or 1 hour, because I put the piano playing in my show.
But you're not going on stage to do a concert.
I'm not doing a concert, no.
But you're
I'm
going
doing
on
comedy.
stage to do, yes.
I'm doing comedy, I'm doing characters, and my piano playing is supplementing that.
I'm going to talk about your show. It's called
Chasing Rainbows Around the Piano with Phyllis.
With Phyllis.
This is why it's
Phyllis. And the rainbows are your fantasies,
My
in a
hopes,
way,
my
and your hopes.
dreams, yes.
And you end up playing and talking. How do you do that?
Not easy. I never thought I could do it, but Beverly, my director, thought that this was the way to go.
Beverly Sanders.
Sanders, yes.
Who helps people with their teaches a workshop and one person plays.
Yes. And I thought, well, all right, it is unusual, and I love playing, I love being an actress, so I tried it. I sat down and I was playing the Chopin Ballade in G minor, and remembering this whole incident of when I studied it at the University of Michigan one summer, this whole idea of the man I thought I fancied and loved, and he didn't know anything about that. But I played and I spoke, and I talked at the same time, and I edited it. I cut a lot of the music, but I played some very difficult parts. I couldn't do it at first, and it took a lot of practice. It was just like practicing for a concert.
I was going to say, one thing when you are acting, you memorize your lines. Mm-hmm. And you obviously have to do that with the piano. Do you do is the memorization the same way? Do you look for different things when you're doing acting and when you're playing the piano?
It's very different.
You don't have the same process then?
No. Because in piano, when you play the piano, so much of it is automatic after you've really worked on it, plus the feeling and what you're doing, all the nuances, the musical nuances.
Those just come naturally?
Well, I was kind of a prodigy.
Oh, let's say.
I was playing when I was 3, so
you were?
I've done this all my life.
And you have perfect pitch.
Yes.
And what is perfect pitch? I'm gonna break in because I think there's so many interesting things to talk about.
Well, when I hear somebody playing a note in the other room, I could hear that note at the age of 3 and run in and find it on the keyboard. I knew what it sounded like. I knew what the piano sounded like, and I could do it.
And you went right to it.
And I could pick out
tunes. Does perfect pitch help you write music? Did you write music?
Didn't write much, no.
That's interesting.
I did a little. It didn't fascinate me like performing. I'm technical. I like to do things with my fingers.
You studied a lot of New Age religions, or whatever. Should we call them religions? You bring those out in the show because you treat them as a part of your music.
Yes, I did that with George Gershwin because I met my second husband who was into the occult, into a lot of different things, past lives. And so I kind of, brought that, involved the music with the story of what we did.
Can you show those feelings on the piano?
I think so.
While you're doing that?
I think so. I try to incorporate the two. I try to marry the two. And that's, I think, what's a little unusual about my show, because I don't know of anyone else that does quite that. I play and I talk at the same time. And sometimes it's very confusing, and sometimes I'm thinking, what am I doing? And then I remember, oh yeah, here I am. If I'm not right there in the moment,
I was going to say,
I can go off.
I was going to say, I bet it's easy. Would you just carry yourself? But if you went off, you would just keep playing.
Yes. Or one time I got into the character so strongly, And I was being a certain character that I forgot what I was doing on the keyboard. And so, I can't get lost. You can't get lost in classical music because it's very difficult to get back. So I have to know my music very, very well.
That's probably the basis. Then what about all the gallivanting around the stage that you do too, and all those facial expressions and.
Well, luckily, I always loved Imogene Coca, and we looked a little alike.
Oh, so you don't mind that reference to that, because that's, of course, what I came away from, saying, oh, she can make those faces, and she has all that character.
I love that.
And Victor Borge, I felt, because he had such a command of his fingers on the piano.
Yes, he did. He was a wonderful pianist, and I dedicate my show to him, actually.
Oh, so you don't mind that at all?
No.
Oh, that's great.
No, he was a brilliant person, and he would make funny. He'd go, he'd do these things.
We have just a couple of minutes left, but I think the funny thing that you talked about is how you're at one with Chopin.
Yes.
Tell us that.
Well, I do think I am. I think I am the reincarnation of Chopin. All right. Certainly, he was a man, I was a woman, okay. But we liked a lot of the same things. He loved chocolate, I loved chocolate. He was born March 1st in Warsaw, Poland. I was born March 4th in San Antonio, Texas. We're both Pisces.
Right.
I mean, there's so many things. I felt this oneness with him, and so I like to end my show playing a piece completely through, and that's Chopin.
And that's where we
Fantasy
get the
Impromptu.
real concert.
Yes.
Of the whole thing.
Yes.
Well, and also really quickly before we go, because you did that Rice-A-Roni ad with Art Metrano,
Yes.
whom I've interviewed,
Oh,
and
yeah.
who also did a one-person show.
Yes, he did.
Excellent show.
Yes.
And those are like two great people doing one-person shows coming out of the Rice-A-Roni ad.
Isn't that amazing? That is amazing. That Rice-A-Roni ad went for 8 years, it ran.
Did you change it? Or was it the same
The
one?
same ad. They kept playing it off and on for 8 years.
Well, we're glad they're going to see your face, and they're going to hear see your play, because I
Right.
think it's not going to stay at Theater East. It's going to go all over.
I hope so. And by the way, Yamaha Piano Company gave me the greatest piano.
I was
A
going to
beat.
ask you, does that make a difference on stage, what you're playing?
Yes, I did. I never realized what a beautiful piano that was. It's just really a fabulous piano.
Good.
I have to mention it because they're so wonderful for me.
Thank you, Yamaha.
Yes.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this part of our show. Don't go away, because we have another very musical kind of guy, Juan Carlos Malpeli. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and we're back with writer-director Juan Carlos Malpeli, who was born and raised in Argentina. He studied set and costume design in Italy. And what took you to Italy, Juan Carlos?
I was looking for myself.
How long ago?
Was in 1985. So I went to visit because my father was Italian. So I went to visit my grandparents for the first time. And after, I went to Milan, and I found this beautiful school, acting school, and I said, okay, I like it. And I started studying the method, the Strasmer method, and I like it. And so I worked as an actor in Italy for 10 years.
Were you looking for yourself in music?
No.
You weren't?
No.
Did you know you were going to be an actor?
No. I didn't have any idea.
But you auditioned for La Scala.
Was an accident. That was an accident because it's.
I know that.
Yeah, I know who tells you that.
You have to tell us about that.
This was years ago, and when I was in Argentina, I grew up with music, opera, and I love it. But I never studied music. So, and it was this audition years ago at La Scala for Tosca, and. So I went over there and I say, sneaking out and say, okay, I'm going to do the audition.
Were you living in Milan?
I was, living in Milan. Yeah. And so one moment he said, next. And I was very young. And he said, what is your name? Juan Carlos Malpeli. What character, what are you doing here? Scarpia. No, you are too young. No, but let me sing. My idea was I really want to sing a La Scala.
You just wanted to be
Yeah, and I
there.
am an amateur in music, so I went and sing a little bit and say, "Get out of here!"
Go out the back door.
Yeah, on the back. What are you doing here? But you know, my pleasure as an actor is I really sing in La Scala, you know, for an audition.
Oh, I think
Was
that's
fun.
so great.
Was fun.
But you know, it's followed you.
Yeah.
Tosca's followed
It's-
you.
yeah, yeah.
Music's followed
Yeah.
you, and probably the drama of the opera you use in your sets and costume designs.
Yeah, it's
They're
something.
very
that
dramatic.
I feel very comfortable with the drama of opera, especially Puccini. He has something very special, unique, you know, in the drama of the music, and that I feel very comfortable. I'm really inspired by Puccini.
So you didn't audition for anything that Puccini wrote at La Scala?
No. I did this.
Just that.
Yeah, that, and
But
they say
nothing else.
no.
And then you came to the U.S.
I work in Italy, stay 10 years. I did a career as a set designer, actor, director. In one moment, say, okay, I'm gonna try here.
All in Italian
In Italian and French, yeah.
and
I work
too.
in Europe.
But your
and
native
France.
tongue
Is Spanish.
is Spanish.
Yeah.
So you were working in Italy. Did you speak Italian in your house because of your father?
No, I learned Italian in Italy. Yeah.
And then what brought you to the U.S.?
Again, looking for myself.
I thought you found it in Italy.
I will never found myself. I feel comfortable
I
here.
see.
I like here, and no, I come here for a vacation. I come here with my best friend. They move here, the Matsuko family. He's a director in Italy, so they move here. He said, "Okay, come with us," and I like it. I really like it here. I feel like wow, I feel freedom here. I feel it's a good place for opportunity, and I start looking for Tosca. You know, okay, I'm gonna do Tosca here. This was 8 years ago.
This is your desire,
It's
your
my desire.
passion.
Yeah.
And then you ran into the Strasberg somehow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was a very important moment because I know Lee Strasberg because I studied the Strasberg method in Italy as an actor.
That's what you said.
And she said, I love that because I can use it as a set designer, as an actor, and I said, with all my real drama when I was a child, so I can put there and I can do art through the method, you know. So I come here and I met Anna Strasberg in a store, and I couldn't speak English.
You just ran into her?
Yeah. And I was, Anna Strasberg, and we talked because she speaks very well Spanish, and say, come to the school. I say, oh, well. She came and we talked, and she said, okay, you have a scholarship here. This was in 1996.
Just like that?
Yeah. Because she has something very special. Anna, she can read artists. She can really feel. It's something that Lee used to have too. She can really feel, and so she gave opportunities to a lot. And so she gave me this scholarship, and I couldn't believe it. And so I studied over there for a while. I worked with them, and now I'm part of the Strasberg group.
Were
as
you
a set
doing
designer.
sets then
doing
when you
set.
started with at the school, or
And-
did you do everything?
No, I was a student.
Oh, you were a student.
Yeah, for a year.
Uh-huh.
And after I left and working, and I come back a year ago. I'm working. Since a year ago, I'm working there as part of the group.
Just working as part of the group.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you did the sets and costumes for Julia McGinnis.
This
and
was
she did a play called Diva on the Verge.
On the Verge, yeah.
Because she's got a great voice.
Yes, she's amazing. She's unique.
And did you work with her for very long?
Yeah, for a year we did the tour in Europe in 1999, and it was an amazing experience. Amazing.
She is so overlooked in the American
Yeah.
culture. I think she's probably more appreciated in Europe.
Europe,
she
yeah.
has a great
Yeah, and-
presence.
Yeah, it's Julia. I think she carries a very special talent. It's weird. It's magical in some
It's
sense.
a little off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little off because in the play, Diva on the Verge is amazing. You know, it's amazing. But I have the pleasure to be with her on the stage, backstage, and and every night I saw thousands of people crying, and
because
all over Europe. You know,
You also did A Bicycle Country by the Cuban
Nilo Cruz.
Nilo Cruz.
Yeah, this was one last year. one of the production of the group at Strasbourg.
Oh, so you were working at Strasbourg?
I worked and helping in the set.
I see.
I helped in the set.
I see. I saw his two women and a piano, two pianos and a woman in New York.
Really?
Yes, it was really good. So his name came to my attention, and I came to Strasbourg Theater to see that show.
He's very good.
He's very good. Now, we got to the Strasbourg. You were a student. You were helping doing sets and costuming. And what emerged again was your Tosca.
My Tosca.
With the K.
With the K, because sound, Tosca with the K.
I'm going to show the set.
Yeah.
You designed the set.
Yeah, I designed the set. Tosca with the K is the same sound, but it's different. You know, mean the same. But
and why did you change it?
I don't know. It's like maybe was.
Does it make it your own this way?
Yeah, I think so. I think because I wanted to be Tosca with the K is mine, you know. And so we did this little workshop with Tosca. Thank you to David Strasberg and Anna Strasberg. They gave me this opportunity to show this.
Your work.
My work. So we put a group of students together, and. So we have been working.
Tell us the story. I'm going to just hold up some of
the design of the characters. Okay.
Did you do the costumes?
Yeah. So the story is like, so I was telling, I was asking David, okay, let's put this together. It's okay, do a workshop with the students. So we opened this theater company in the Strasbourg, and the name is the September Company. Mm-hmm. They are all actors trained by the method, and we have working with this style, and did the opening night. And people like it.
And here's Tosca.
And here's Tosca. Alessandra Mantero is the lead character. She's. I don't want to talk too much about the story of the play.
But the interesting thing is you have these people giving soliloquies over the music. How do you pair that? You wrote the words, obviously.
Yeah. And because it's in one moment. And this is very weird. In one moment I say, okay, I love opera a lot. I love this play. So, and I have too many stories. All the monologues that come from through people, you know. People tell me.
All the monologues are their own words.
Yeah.
I mean, you've written the words, but each person says something.
Yeah, but they're coming from real stories.
Right.
You know, something happened to me when I was young, or something from my family. So in one moment I say, okay, how am I going to put all these tragic stories in something dramatic? So it's okay. They do a play about Tosca, and they stop the show and they tell the whole story.
That's how they.
And
do
after, okay, then you know.
But then, how do you pair the music? You have music in the back.
Yeah.
Well, some people are talking. They're talking over this dramatic music.
Yeah, because it's something like we learning with when you start the method. It's like you are something. So in that moment, I was training or telling the actors to try to be the music.
Ah, no that's how you directed them.
So it's like you know, as a being, as a character, the music is part of you.
So
and
that's
it's helping you. Not like you wait for that cue. No, it's like you are the music.
And so, but the music brought them in.
Yeah.
And they kept talking.
Yeah, it's like the music is a being in helping you. No.
For
that, in that place, a little this weird atmosphere. You know, you saw it.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
Because you wonder, how are they competing with Puccini?
I don't know.
I mean, isn't that it?
Yeah.
Because it's a competition in a way. I mean, it might be an encompassing.
I think it's more encompassing. Yeah. I think it's
maybe
more
that's
together.
it.
It's a little more.
Easing into it.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I started thinking was that it's competing. But then by the end of the play, it's all working together, and you're thinking of the two things. In fact, you even think of the person who's talking as interpreting what's going on in the music.
It's not.
It's not, though, is it?
It's not. It's like two or three stories all together, you know.
How did you direct everybody? And did you have a special technique?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
To believe. To believe, really, because the play is very complicated. If you read it, it's very complicated. But at the beginning, the first 4 weeks, I asked the actor, I don't want you to understand. So we build characters. We have all idea for character, and I really want the characters to understand. This is my passion, characters.
I see.
I really,
They put themselves in that place.
yeah,
And then they
yeah.
understand.
And so
what
we
you
did a lot of body language, a lot, you know, every rehearsal, before we approach the play, we did like a 2 hours relaxation, 2 hours working with music, 2 hours of preparation in the characters. So for that you saw a transformation in people, because it's like we have stories characters, you know, all the stuff that we learned. And
you used it all.
I used, yeah.
One of the things that on the program it says, you did Tosca in Italy.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Oh, you did for 2
Yeah,
years.
for 2 years.
Was it the same feeling? Was it the same idea?
Yeah, it was the same play. Yeah, I changed a little, but it was the same, 90% was the same idea.
And
yeah.
the actors all perform the same way that
Yeah.
more or less?
More or less, yeah.
But you say in the program it's a work in progress.
Forever.
Forever, you
Forever
said.
is gonna be. This is gonna be my pain forever, because I will never be happy 100%, because always, you know, one of the characters at the end, the character of Fulvio, say theater is this magic box, you know, and take care of that. It is good. And for me, theater is like this never ending.
But how would
box.
you keep changing it if it's just forever, a work in progress?
Because it's, you know, it's so beautiful to have this opportunity to be creating, you know. And maybe we're gonna do it tomorrow and we're gonna change, because the character, they need more, the character they change, you know, the characters, and they're different.
The characters are in your mind though, right?
Of course,
You wrote the characters.
I wrote the characters.
So,
And they are real people.
and they react to each other.
Yeah.
So if you change one character, do you have to start changing
The other one
everything?
must be open. It's okay, she's having a bad day today. So you know, and then, okay, so we're gonna take care of it. And this is really happened, because my idea as a director in this case is to really work with that, with the heart, you know, with the heart, and be open. Every night it's gonna be different.
Well, you brought us your heart, and you opened up this show for us today. I'm so happy to have had you as a guest.
Thank you for this opportunity. And so be open, everyone, because Tosca is gonna.
Tosca, a whole new thing.
It's there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Juan Carlos, and thank you for watching the Joan Quinn Profiles today. Keep writing to 777 South Figueroa, 44th floor, 917 in Los Angeles. And we'll see you next time on the Joan Quinn Profiles. Bye.
Bye.